Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. This is my every week Clearing the Bases episode where I cover all the news from the past week. The biggest news of the past week was, of course, Snipe getting shut down. That happened on Monday. I'm not going to cover a ton of it, a little bit here at the beginning, of course. But I also want to say I don't want to say I'm interviewing Dustin. I'm having a conversation with Dustin later today. And I anticipate posting that this evening on Sports Card Clubhouse, my other channel, my podcast channel with Greg and Adam. Dustin of Sports Card Dad obviously was a big promoter of Snipe. And so when the Snipe collapsed, I reached out to him and he was eager to come on and talk. So, uh, yeah, I think that should be a good conversation. Make sure you subscribe to Sports Card Clubhouse here on YouTube, or if you prefer podcast format, anywhere you get your podcasts, Sports Card Clubhouse. Let's jump in. Uh, I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. So here's the story. I mean, I'm not going to cover it too in depth, but the one platform that had a good headline here was Snipes. This is Sports Collectors Daily. Snipes scrubbed launch, tech failures, user data concerns, doom new auction platform. And good journalism doesn't necessarily ignore the user data concerns. They definitely hint at it, and a little bit more than that too. Um, I'm trying to think. I was trying to remember. Yeah. So also disturbing to some collectors were the screenshots of data that forum members claimed were visible before the auction listings were taken offline. They appear to show patterns of significant bidding activity from interconnected accounts on thousands of Snipe listings. I didn't see other platforms, other journalists in the hobby saying this, pointing this out. So I just want to say good job to Sports Collectors Daily. Um, Also, I'm hoping that I'm not making the pinging noise when I click my mouse or do anything else. Thank you for the feedback. Every time I get that feedback, I try to fix whatever technical issue I'm having. So yeah, Snipe shut down. He's back on eBay, and I like a good, simple, pithy joke, and I thought this was the best one I saw. Just one word, simple to the point, finished, but replacing the I's with Y's, like Snipe did with I's and Y's. Finished. I like that. That was good. Darren Ravel tweeted out this terrible tweet. Snipe rules and conditions said that the company can place bids. Auction houses have the same rules and do the same things. Is it smart? Maybe. Is it illegal? No. And that's why he's back with eBay and not in jail like the mob wants him to be. I mean, so, and here, I'm going to go back and forth here a little bit. I tweeted out, people who want honest auctions are a mob. People who believe in ethical, above board business practices are a mob. Come on, Darren. And uh, the, he's calling just normal people a mob. I didn't hear anybody calling for him to be in jail, but since he mentioned it, TJ is online. Tony said at the federal level, shield bidding is defined as a deceptive practice where a seller or someone affiliated with them places bids on their own auction to artificially inflate the price or create a false sense of demand. This practice is a form of fraud and is prohibited under broader federal statutes, primarily the wire fraud statute and federal antitrust laws like the Sherman Act. And Darren was saying shill bidding is not clearly defined, and Tony is saying, well, it is. It's defined federally. And I don't know the law. I'm not an attorney. But if you put things in your terms and conditions that are illegal and say you're doing these, that doesn't cover you. You can't say in your terms and conditions, I'm going to do these illegal things, and that makes it okay because it's in my current terms and conditions. Neo, of course, with the great tweet. Take a drink every time a content creator says allegedly this week. Yes, everything is alleged. And Paul Lesko, hobby attorney, says, I guess I should be adding Probstein to my morning searches. Yeah, he every morning he searches for various things in the hobby in the law, trying to find lawsuits and legal filings within the hobby. And now he's adding probe steam, which it's a little bit surprising that he didn't already have that in there. But and remember, probe steam was using these AI images to promote his store. I don't know what is happening here, but it shouldn't have been surprising to anybody. You know what is surprising though? This gift with purchase for the penny sleever. This is his Black Friday sale. It's going for a couple more weeks though. Free gifts with purchase, 100 free sleeves when you spend $25, 100 free sleeves and 25 free top loaders when you spend $50. And then once you hit the free shipping threshold of $59, when you spend $75, you get 100 free sleeves, 25 free top loaders, and 50 free semi-rigids. This is an amazing deal. This penny sleever obviously sponsors me and my channel. Use my code JWH2025. You can also get 10% off. It's an awesome deal. These are the best products in the industry for supplies. JWH 2025, thepennysleever.com. Link is in the description to this video. All right. And, shill bidding, everybody asks, well, what happens with shill bidding? How does this impact me? And it could be any number of ways. And here's a bad comp. And Benny says how a bad comp pollutes a thinly traded market in 3 picks. This one went from $72 in 2017 to $98 in 2025, just 4 months ago. And this is the 1990 Donruss Aqueous, Roger Clemens, PSA 8. $98 4 months ago. Just 3 months after that one, it sold for $550. And now the card letter value is $594. And that's how a bad comp pollutes a thinly traded market, according to Benny F. And I could actually argue that this card, this is the bad comp. The $98 one. Feels like it should have been higher than that. $550, maybe not. But this is a pretty rare card. I can definitely see this being the bad comp here. I wanted to talk a little bit about this poll. Card Purchaser put up a poll. Are you happy with the current state of the hobby? And 55% of people said no. Another 25% aren't sure. Only 21% said they're happy with the hobby. I have to say, if the things that are happening in the hobby affect the way you hobby, then you should be more like one of the 90% of people who aren't paying attention, that they're just going about their hobby the way they want to, and ignore the noise. I don't ignore the noise because I enjoy it. I find it very interesting, but it doesn't affect me in a negative way. I love the hobby. I love what I do. I focus on my little corner of the hobby. And if the stuff that's happening bothers you, don't let it. Now, if you aren't happy with the state of the hobby because of prices, change what you collect. There are a lot of ways to collect without getting involved with prices, with I shouldn't say without getting involved with prices, but buying wax. A lot of people aren't happy with the price of wax, but there's a lot you can do, little small things you can collect that are still fun. And then I'm going to jump right into this. What a terrible segue. Bought a box of 2022 Stadium Club Chrome. I can't even talk this morning. Stadium Club Chrome from my LCS with MVP buybacks. And this was my auto. This is Jake Myers on the Astros. And here's his autograph. It's just an ink blotch. And nobody at Topps noticed this. And this is a numbered card too. That's terrible. This Pat Mahomes gold vinyl numbered to 5 sold for $500. This is BGS 9.5. Sold for $500 in April of 2018. It then sold for $400,000 3 years later, 3.5 years later. That's rough. That is rough. Speaking of terrible early sales, Cooper Flag 2025 tops flagship Gem Mint 10 sold for $1,035. I hope somebody's happy with this. I'm not criticizing that person. You should be aware that when these are brand new, these PSA 10s, they are fairly rare. Like the first one that comes out is going to sell for a lot. But then this card in a few months is going to be a $50 or $60 card. So it's kind of a hot potato. This person probably bought it for 1,035. They're trying to flip it for 1,200. The next person wants to flip it for 1,400. Eventually, somebody gets stuck with it. Adam Gray. I've got a few things from Adam Gray. He does a really good job. This Steph Curry. This is his rookie National Treasures jersey patch auto. Great card. Sold for $156,000 9 months ago. Then sold for $204,000 6 months ago. Just sold for $360,000 this month. So it's more than doubled in 9 months. That is the iconic card market for 2025. Here's another one. This is pretty interesting. None of these PSA 10 Steph Currys have sold since September 7th. I went and I looked. They're both still rated $8,000. The newer one is at $8,250 now, but the point still stands. The population is only 371. I have a PSA 8 that I bought from Leighton at the National that I'm very happy with. I paid a very, very small fraction of this price. Both of these end today. How much will these go for? And I'm more interested in how much will the newer slab, how much more will the newer slab go for than the older slab? We'll find out tonight. And then here's another one. How much does greening influence value? You can see the greening on this Topps Chrome Kobe Bryant rookie card. And this one still at the same amount, still at $8,000 roughly. How much more will it get without the significant greening that this one had? All right, I want to give credit here because this person, Mike Ross Stan, sent this to me. He tweeted this at me, and here it is. Here's the post on Facebook. 2025 WNBA Prism lot. He says this is not Etsy. He has plenty of sales and feedback, and he owns a shop, and this is legit. This does not seem to be a problem with the person who posted this. He apparently bought into a break, is what I'm gathering, based on the comments, and ended up with these 2025 WNBA Prism cards. Now, what the problem is that WNBA Prism 2025 has not released yet. And he's selling, and in fact, he had at one point 10 of the, maybe it was downtowns or some sort of big insert that he was also trying to sell. And so I went, and it says, this is an AI overview. Release date is scheduled for December 11th, but some pre-order ships estimated for January 26th, release date of January 30th. And so I went to each website because it says like October 30th, but when you click in, it says undetermined release date. Same thing with Beckett here, release date, November 24th. You click in, it says undetermined. David Adams has a release date of January 2nd. But Dick's has these here, and I clicked in, and it says that they ship in February. So WNBA Prism is not out. There is no release date. And some breaker is out there breaking it. And we've seen this before. I think Topps takes action. Panini, historically, I don't believe does. All right, I just want to talk about how ugly this card is. This is I tried finding this on Golden. I really struggle with finding cards in the search feature in Golden. This is an 86-87 Fleer Michael Jordan aftermarket sticker autograph. How ugly is that sticker added to that card? It's terrible. Somebody tell me why you think that looks good, please. Okay. PSA authorized card shop is selling Kurt's Card Care, and they were called out. People tagged Nat. Nat said, "We're going to take action on this particular dealer." Yeah, if you are PSA authorized and you're selling Kurt's Card Care, you're in trouble. Just an appreciation of this card. This is the 1933 Gaudy, number 144. In my opinion, the best 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. This is an SGC4. Beautiful, stunning, stunning card. And Jackie's and Jordan's says, to no one's surprise, you guys missed the half grade on this obvious 4.5. Centering and eye appeal continue to be overlooked by the inexperienced and incomplete vintage graders. When I met up with Pete and of course, Pete's no longer with SGC. Pete at the National 2 years ago, 2024 National, we were talking about half grades and because I had gotten a half grade on a card with SGC, and he said he loves the half grades, and I said, yeah, me too. My impression is that you give a half grade for good centering, good eye appeal. So even if it's a 2, you would give a 2.5 if it has really good centering and looks good. And he said that's exactly right. This is the perfect candidate for a 0.5. Do you like the half grades? Let me know in comments. 2025 Topps Chrome. This is Eddie Spurs cards. Topps Chrome basketball delayed to December 18th on pre-orders. Surprise, surprise. This is a pretty wild one. VeeFriends accidentally listed cards in their store for $1 each. 2025 Chrome hobby boxes. They resell on eBay for $600 each. So they were selling them for $1 each. This person bought 12 of them, as you can see here, for $12. And then VeeFriends reached out to them and said, can we buy these back, please? Because oops, we made a mistake. And Gary V, I guess I missed this. I don't think I can play this with audio. All right, I paused to watch that because I hadn't seen it before, and I just wanted to. I don't think the audio comes through, and I didn't want to just sit there and watch it without you being able to hear it. It was a very classy response by Gary V. Basically, like, congrats to the resellers who were able to get it for, for $1 each, and nobody on my side is being fired. We just made a mistake, and apparently it only lasted a couple minutes. But the people, he said, congrats, happy holidays, enjoy your great profits. So good for him. And then this is a weird one. During a baseball pro debut break, they ended up with Topps Chrome basketball in there, and you can see the Cooper flag rookie card here. But this is all baseball cards, and then all the Chrome cards were basketball. So a little intermingling. And this person makes a good point. It's good to see Topps used a different photo. Panini would have had him dribbling in front of a black curtain. True. A lot of people criticizing this autograph. This is an aftermarket autograph, and he just wrote his name, Gunnar Randall Henderson. This is, I think, fairly common on his early first Bowmans for Gunnar Henderson. I think it's kind of cool. It's unique. It's better than just a scribble. It's better than what we're seeing a lot of. No criticism from me. And then this, you got to watch out for this because these cards are, I'm trying to think, Fab 5, or I don't remember what this FF stands for here, but this is an aftermarket one of one stamp, and they are being sold on eBay and Etsy for like $1 each for the cards stamped for like $1 each. And now people are they're originally the person who has selling them is saying custom, but then other people are saying that they are legit. And then a bunch of people in the comments are saying, well, the authenticity guarantee protects you. But there are also some, here, let me show you, where, shoot, I missed it, where they're being sold in lots. And the eBay authenticity guarantee doesn't protect you if it's listed in a lot or a collection. And so, plus there are a lot of other ways to bypass the authenticity guarantee, even when it says it here. A lot of loopholes. So you got to be careful. This is not a legitimate one-of-one stamp. This is on Golden. This is a great photograph that I had never seen before, and apparently Golden had never seen before either. This feels like a superhero photo of Lou Gehrig, and it's autographed. Inscribed to Tom. But what a great, great photo. Current bid is at $12.8 with buyer's premium. Just really cool. It reminded me of this Ted Williams card. The lower angle, looking up at him, looking off in the distance. My all-time favorite card. Ryan Statler, Will Clark collector. He says, people always say Will Clark was one of the sweetest right-handers. Yeah, look, why does Panini have him throwing right-handed? Little reverse negative here, apparently. Got a little Juan Gonzalez thing going on. A couple weeks ago, I talked here in this video about Twins Jake. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, a couple of people said that this guy is not a good person. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about this guy, but he had the $2,500 Ohtani that Topps was refusing to remake the card. They have now come back and said, we are actually going to, the preferred resolution is to remake the card as indicated. So they're taking the $2,500 credit back and they are going to remake the card. So that's good news. Good news from Topps. Well done. I just started following Dr. Octagon cards because he has a massive, amazing Pedro Martinez collection. And this is just an appreciation for these black refractors from 2003 Topps Chrome. These and 2004, in my opinion, are the best Chrome refractors, 2003, 2004. And here's the 2004. I need some of these black refractors. These are great. Max, I just interviewed on Sports Card Clubhouse a month or so ago, I guess, has this amazing home field advantage PSA 10 project going on. He has 21 of them here, and then all these as well. Very cool, Max. Cool stuff. And then I saw this on, I don't remember who sent this to me. I don't remember, but saw this on Reddit. Green Monster appreciation post. This guy has dozens of cards that have the Green Monster in the background or is featuring the Green Monster. This is my favorite right here. Well, one of my favorites. And you can see it's just a lot of, it's interesting. This is almost the same card of Nick Pivetta here. These two here. A lot of Green Monster, which I appreciate. A lot of them. But he was missing one. And so I pointed out, hey, whoops, you're missing one of my favorites, this Mike Greenwell. It does appear that Greenwell missed this catch, but that's okay. And last but not least, this guy bought a card for $40 at a card show. And he went, when he got home, this is a Francisco Lindor autographed. When he got home, he went to take it out of the sleeve to put it in a sleeve that didn't have a price tag on it, only to discover the price tag was on the card. Something you got to look out for, apparently, because people in the replies talked about how many times this has happened to them too. Who is putting price tags on the sleeves on the cards directly. I've never seen it. That's it for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you are subscribed to Sports Card Clubhouse, YouTube, or where you get your podcasts. Thepennysleever.com. You get free gifts for purchases at certain levels and free shipping at $59 or higher. You can use my code JWH2025 for 10% off your first order. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.